I need you with me, Pete. You're gonna heal the world.
We're going to heal the world.
So we've had a few days to sit on the recent story trailer that we got for Marvel Spider-Man 2. And of course, by the end of this, the argument still stands of how is Venom going to play a role in this game? Who is he? What does he contribute to the story? And how is his inclusion going to affect our heroes in Marvel Spider-Man 2? Based off the intro of this video, this was the moment where I immediately assumed that Venom was going to be Harry Osborn, and I think that that's when most people thought the same thing. But the more that I started to think on it and the more I have watched the trailer, I've begun to have the idea that perhaps there are a couple of red herrings in this. We got to remember that we've had story trailers in the past for video games, specifically Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, where certain details and dialogue were not the same as what we got in the final game. One of these being the E3 gameplay in 2017, where Spider-Man's going up against the Fisk construction site and he's talking to Yuri all throughout it, and he actually sees Martin Lee at the top. And another being the story trailer where we saw Spider-Man go up against the newly formed Sinister Six, and we did not know that Doc Ock was going to be the final member. The way that they played it out made it seem like we were going to see Green Goblin. So here's my thought process. The trailer made it seem very much like Harry Osborn is going to be Venom. But of course, we didn't actually get a full confirmation, and it almost feels like that would be too easy for them to just reveal it to us like that and not say anything. Another running theory has been that Peter Parker himself is going to eventually transition into Venom. That's an idea that had come from the end of that first gameplay trailer that we got back at the PlayStation Showcase, when we see his eyes animate similarly to Venom's. And I hadn't thought that this would be the case, especially once we saw the concept art where Peter and Miles are fighting Venom. And when we got the Entertainment Weekly screenshot, a lot of people were circulating this theory that we can actually see the host inside of Venom's mouth when he's roaring, and that you see a blue eye inside of him, which has eliminated a lot of people's theories that the symbiote is bonded with Peter or Harry to become Venom, because neither one of them have blue eyes. But the more I zoom in, it doesn't actually look like an eye is there. I don't really know where people are coming with on that theory. But I started to give it some thought after seeing this scene in the trailer, where Mary Jane is hiding and we see a rampaging Peter run by with the symbiote seeming out of control. And that's when I thought, what if this is one of those moments where they showed us Peter's model in the symbiote 2 with it kind of on a rampage, but in the final game, it's actually going to be a sequence where we are playing as Mary Jane running and hiding away from Venom, which would be pretty cool. I've been seeing a lot of people say that we should get some type of horror suspense type sequence with Venom, and that would be a nice little twist to still include some Mary Jane gameplay, but it not be the very boring stealth missions that we had in the past. Now, if you're digging where I'm going with this theory, be sure to hit the like button down below and let me know that you're enjoying the video in the comments. So then I sat there and thought, okay, what else in the trailer supports that Peter could transform into the Venom that we see? And it goes into the ending of the trailer where Venom is destroying one of Kraven's helicopters. He jumps down and he's surrounded by military trucks. And I started to think, this seems like a sequence that is the ending of a cutscene transitioning into gameplay. Something I stated in the previous video was that people are hopeful that we will get some form of Venom gameplay in Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I think the way that they could do that is not having an entirely new character to play, but what if Peter actually does somewhat transform into a Venom-like entity, and this is the moment where he fully rampages out as Venom, and then we get a short little sequence of being able to actually play as Venom, and that ultimately leads up to some type of conflict of Peter fighting against the symbiote and needing Miles' help to escape it, and then from there on we see the symbiote move on to a new host. But I know you're already typing in the comments thinking, well, no, because again, we hear Harry start off the trailer with saying we're going to heal the world to Peter, and then at the end it looks like we see Harry staring off on the New York skyline and hearing Venom's voice saying, we're going to heal the world. At first on rewatching, I actually thought that this was Peter, but then I realized this gray shirt is actually the same one that I believe Harry is wearing and the scene prior where he's talking with Norman and then throws the glass against the window. But I think the reasoning for hearing Venom say the same thing Harry did, is that Venom is going to have almost a Dr. Frankenstein to the monster type feel, and Peter becoming Venom is almost going to be a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type situation. I think Peter is going to slowly lose control of the symbiote and then fully not even be aware of a lot of his actions while in the suit. And then we eventually see him transform into the monster, and the monster is then carrying out Harry's will.
We're going to kill the world.
Now, this is just a theory. I could be entirely wrong, but I think that that is the place that we are going with Venom in this story. Where we go to after the symbiote and Peter are separated, I am not exactly sure who becomes the actual character of Venom, because I don't think that we will fully sacrifice Venom as his own individual character, because one of the biggest things is that Venom wants to kill Spider-Man. You know, the symbiote is angry that Peter rejected it, and then it bonds with someone who also isn't vibing with Peter. And that kind of feeds into the next series where people are saying that the symbiote may go on to bond with Norman Osborn, as we saw at the end of Spider-Man PS4, where it seemed like it was trying to escape the tank and get to him. That's my thoughts on Venom's role in the story. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching another video. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more Marvel Spider-Man 2 related news, and hit the card on the screen if you want to check out my reaction to the official story trailer we got at San Diego Comic-Con.